I want to talk to y'all real quick. Very, very important. I don't know why this was on my mind as I was doing my hair, but real quick. I want y'all to know this, right? When I speak about parenting, right? Especially for adults who grew up in homes with both parents or a single parent home. This is not to target or make people who either been adopted or who, suffered a loss when it come down to parental figures. This is not to target y'all. I repeat, this is not to target y'all. This is what y'all miss when it comes down to a balance with this. Just because people were born and had two physical parents or a physical maternal figure, aka mother, or paternal, aka father, figure in the home does not mean they were present mentally. They might have been physically there, because trust me, I have had a few people who experienced this stuff and we were really close friends. Just because they were physically there, that doesn't mean they weren't absent. So y'all have to be considerate of those who went through life happening to be silent about certain things that happened within their household. Just because things didn't happen that way, you gotta look at certain movies like I don't even think they got movies like that, because most movies are surrounding adoption agencies, but it's not many movies where someone was, matter of fact, it was one, Precious, how about that, where the actual mother, this stuff happens for real, where actual mother raised her daughter, but didn't like her. This type of stuff happens. So, I apologize if y'all feel offended in some type of way. However, from a different perspective, because I definitely see both points of views. Y'all had to seek therapy and y'all had to have somebody to talk to so that y'all can actually heal. These people never got a chance to do that. Some of them still to this day suffering in silence. So you need to understand how some people feel about that, because you got some folks, man, you'll wonder why some people, you'll wonder why certain people don't like you and you didn't do anything to them. It's not that they dislike you as an individual. It's something in them that's triggering when they see you. So it's something deep down inside. Something happened with them in their childhood where they're triggered by your energy in some form or fashion. Truth be told, I really feel like a lot of people would get along if people would just understand each other's points of views in some form or fashion. You'll be surprised how much you may have in common with that person. Intellectually, mentally, how you see life. But it's that blockage of pain that keeps them stuck from ever being open to you. So you go years and years wondering, you may not be wondering, because some people don't care about that, but some people go years and years, feeling a certain way about a person and don't really have a real logical reason why they feel that way towards you. It's all of that comes from childhood. That's narcissism that they dealt with, and they haven't been able to really express that without somebody telling them they wrong for feeling the way that they feel, because at least their parental figure was present. But like I said, just because that person was present, that doesn't mean they weren't absent. I heard too many stories where, mothers will choose a man over their child. Mothers will let their man do whatever to their child because they want to keep the man. Y'all better, these movies that's out that a lot of people are triggered by, y'all need to really watch those, because it's not to target y'all. It's really to tell y'all what's going on. It's reality. And the only way that y'all gonna really truly see that is if you open your hearts. You cannot try to see things from another person's point of view with a closed heart. Because if you had a closed heart, then you around here feeling like ain't no way that could be going on. Ain't no way. And then you gonna start try to compete struggles. That's the worst thing to do. Who wants to compete trying to oppress each other so you can suppress the issue, make it harder to heal from? The only way you will understand if you look at it from an open heart. You wanna know why a lot of people was triggered and hurt and started crying behind that movie Precious? I'll tell you why. It's because it was triggering. They just didn't know where it was coming from. Some people weren't raised up in that type of home, but they witnessed it from somebody else's. Or they had a friend that was going through something like that, and they couldn't say anything because either they was too young to, get involved, or speak on certain things, or, they just felt like they'll be, what's the word? Imposing. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I had a situation like that happen, matter of fact, last year. And when mother and daughter got into it, and I heard the mother getting upset, and I heard the daughter getting upset, and then the uncle steps in and start fussing at the niece, and I'm like, why jump in fussing at her without hearing her side? Won't you hear both sides? And he was like, no, he didn't want to hear that. And I was like, well, how are you calling yourself mediating the problem, trying to suppress the actual issue? You can't mediate the problem. No, she just shouldn't get loud, or she shouldn't just do this. She just be quiet. I'm like, she grown. She's an adult. I ain't gonna say she grown, but I'm gonna say she's an adult. She has a right to speak how she feels. I'm not saying her raising her voice is right. I'm just saying at least allow her to voice how she feel. It's something that's bothering her, and if you tell her she gotta be quiet every chance she get, when is it ever gonna come out? And he just told me to mind my business, so I mind my business. People create their own sense and level of karma trying to hurt someone just so you can say you got the upper hand, or you got the power, or you need to stay in your lane, or you need to stay in your place type thing. It's kind of like trying to compare sins. No sin is greater than the other. So it's like, how can you say your struggle was worse? Struggle is struggle, and nobody was happy in it. Everybody got their own circumstances of different levels of struggle. But name one time somebody was around here jumping for joy, skipping around town, talking about, I'm happy, I'm struggling. Struggle is struggle, just like sin is a sin. So karma is karma. Dharma is dharma. Dharma is good karma. But I'm saying, no matter how you do it, people need to understand there is no competition when you got each other. There's no competition in that. You know what I'm saying? Certain things I won't ever understand, considering the fact that, people, that's why I'm going to just say this. That's why it's important to be around like-minded people. If you circle yourself around a whole bunch of people who gon' think different from you, that's not your tribe, that's not your group, that's not your setting. You're not around like-minded people. You get around people who think like you, not just like you, but like you. You know what I'm saying? The conversation would be a whole lot smoother, if you ask me. You're not constantly feeling like you got a debate with somebody. That's not a, let me tell you something. It's nothing wrong with debating with a person. You know, it's never good to argue, but debate every or somebody who just come to kick it with you just to debate. They don't have nobody else to put their frustration, take their frustration out on. They just want to come and debate with you. That's a shit starter. But I'm saying like and it's nothing wrong with every once in a while you have a good debate because you are talking about a topic worth talking about. But if you are, oh, I know what's gonna make, I feel like arguing, I feel like starting something with somebody, so I'm gonna bring this particular topic and we just gonna argue from there. And if that person haven't mastered themselves, they're gonna fall for it every time. And if that person know that person ain't mastered, they know what to do every time. That's why you should never ever, partner up with certain people when it comes down to playing spades. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to lose. Showing them your cards. And I don't even play spades, so. I know. Like, how you going? I might do play a little bones, you know what I'm saying? For those who don't know what that is, dominoes. I might do a little bit of that. I might play chess on the computer. On the computer. But I'm the person that just play the music on the side. You know what I'm saying? Anybody need a drink? That's me. I'm just chilling. That's all I do. But yeah, that's how I want to wrap it up, man. I wasn't trying to trick nobody or anything like that. That's just how I start seeing things from a higher perspective, man. Because you're going to forever bump heads with somebody you could have been getting along with. Trying to compare. And I feel like if you're a person who have experienced a loss or your parental figure was absent, you went through all the therapy, the psychological help, and it's still triggering at this age, and you have not found a way to heal yourself when that type of stuff does happen. There's nothing wrong with starting now. Just different things you can do to kind of spend that time by yourself, or spend that time, just rebuilding yourself. You'll be surprised what that'll do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what some people have to do, and they had both their parents. You know what I'm saying? Or one of the parents. You know what I'm saying? Just some type of level. Nobody had a perfect home. Nobody had a perfect home. It's all about looking at it like, man, you know what? I should sit down and talk with them. And when you sit down and talk, don't take their business nowhere. Keep it between y'all two. It's nothing worse when a person try to trust you to talk to them, and then you turn around and take their business to somebody else close to them because your loyalty is with them because y'all share the most nastiest shit together. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't kill the trust that somebody may have with you just because you want to fit in. That's childish. I'm just being honest. Somebody trusts you with information. You don't go running off telling what went on and this. How old are we? Okay. That's all I had to say, guys. Y'all be blessed. I gotta finish my hair. And no, I'm not doing the roots right now. I'm trying to do something else different to it. For the summertime, I just darken it up a little bit. I'm still debating what I'm gonna do too.